Let me tell you something that took me longer than I'd like to admit to figure out. Generosity is terrifying when you don't have enough. And I don't mean that in a theoretical way. I mean the very practical, very real, very human experience of looking at what you have and what you need and what's left over and realizing those three numbers don't add up in your favor. And then someone asks you to give. The church takes an offering. A friend needs help. A cause pulls at your heart. And instead of the generous impulse that used to come naturally, there's a new voice that shows up first. What about me? What about my bills, my savings, my kids' college fund, my retirement that is already behind where it should be? And the guilt of feeling that way sits on top of the financial stress like a second mortgage. Here's what I want to say before anything else. That tension is not a character flaw. It is a completely honest response to real scarcity. And anyone who tells you that generous people never feel it is either lying or has never actually had to choose between giving and eating. But here's what I also know. The widow in the temple had two small coins, not two coins in a savings account, not two coins in a backup plan, two coins and nothing else. And she dropped both of them into the offering. Jesus didn't call his disciples over to admire the wealthy donors who gave impressive amounts. He pointed to the widow and said she gave more than all of them, not because her amount was larger, because her sacrifice was total. She gave from her lack, not from her surplus. And Jesus noticed. Here's the thing about generosity that took me years to understand. It is never really about the money. It is about trust. It is about whether you actually believe that the God who sees the sparrow fall and numbers the hairs on your head is aware of your need and capable of meeting it. Generosity is not a financial transaction. It is a declaration of faith. It is saying, I trust the God who owns everything more than I trust the amount currently in my account. That is not reckless. That is not irresponsible. That is one of the most courageous acts of faith a person in a season of scarcity can make. Start where you are. Give what you can, even if it feels embarrassingly small, because God has never once measured a gift by its amount. He measures it by what it costs the person who gave it. I'm Ricky, and I want to be transparent with you today. There have been seasons in my life where giving felt impossible. And those were often the seasons where giving changed everything. Not always immediately, not always obviously, but always eventually. Now go share this with someone who loves God and wants to be generous, but has been letting fear make that decision for them. And then go out and have an amazing day on purpose.